Hey, Luxational, how's it going? I'm just, surprise live. I was gonna go live earlier, but it's like, oh, maybe I won't. I should be filming video, but I'm like, I'll just go live. Hey, Jeanette. Yeah, so nothing's happening here. I did go to the movies today, and it was a fabulous movie. So my movie theater is closing. The owners of the theater um sold the building. So, or the land, they sold the land, they sold it. So nobody really knew. The people who'd been working there didn't know. We just found out. And so, end of the next Thursday, this coming Thursday, is no more movie theater. So it's devastating. I've only been to this theater since I've moved here, and it's been like wonderful. But I realize as a movie person, there's no way they could be making money. Like, I was surprised they survived the pandemic and then they're still in business. So, but neither here nor there. I went to go see um The Badland. Hey, Frozen Luxury. Oh my gosh, hi. Yes, I'm feeling much better, guys. I am not ill as I was. And no, it's just alive because, why not? Hey Rael. Um I f- I should be doing other things. Am I doing other things? No. What Coach bags do you have for sale? Can you show me one? No, I cannot, Jeanette. I don't have them ready to show you. I will talk about it on tomorrow's live, and I don't have any ready to go. But there will be a vlog sale, guys. Hey, Burger Boy! Not necessarily a vlog sale. I'm still working on it. I'll probably be working on it this week to get some bags together. I don't really wanna have one right now because it's the end of the month, but I'm hoping, let's see, when is the probably I can promise you by next Friday, I'll have stuff together, which is the 1st. Hey, Rael. Hey, everybody. Um, hey, Alyssa. Um, and so anyway, I'm just here to hang out with you guys. I have a new book I'm reading. Let me show you. Nobody's surprised. So this book came in like 88, so it's hard to find this one. This is a pretty cool book so far. I'm not that far into it yet. I mean, I'm barely into the book, just started the book, but I'm trying to do more reading, less audio. Of course, I'm failing at that because I get distracted. So part of my shopping addiction recovery program is to get off my phone. So to do that, I need to stop listening to audiobooks and scrolling. So I am very much prone to if I'm listening to a live, I am doing other things and then I am scrolling and I need to stop scrolling. I need to stop looking. So I'm trying to read books, not always listening to books, but I have a new thing, guys. So y'all know I'm a Birkin well, sorry, Birkin boy. I'm reading your name. I didn't mean to say that, but I am a what's my train of thought? Um other than my shopping issues. Anyway, I'll come back. That's how the day's been. That's how today has been. My sister did come up from San Antonio to visit. She went to the movies with us because she was also sad about the movies being our theater being closed, and she had a great time. We had a great time. So the movie, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna look at the movie theater. Um, the name of the movie, James. You can't hear me. Is the Badlands or the Badlands? No, but or let me just Google it. It's the one that has Liam Hemsworth. Da, 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 da. Getting the name wrong. James, what was the name of the movie we just watched? Land of Bad. You know, The Land of Bad. Yeah, that's right. The Land of Bad. That's what it was. So anyway, it had Liam Hemsworth in there. Russell Crowe is in there, and so It was a really good movie. Now, y'all, if you don't like action adventures or movies about military issues, don't watch the movie. But my father was a military colonel in the army and a war hero and the Vietnam era and all that stuff. And my stepfather is a diplomat, as I've told you many times, for the Danish government. And then my godfather was an NSA terrorist analyst. So I have this really weird background of unique where like I've been around generals and ambassadors and embassies and been in weird conversations. I've read weird documents, all declassified. But I've always been around this type of military kind of political environment. And all I can tell you as I was watching this movie was the closest depiction to what my father and stepfather have ever talked about when it came to actually being in combat. And so for me, it was a very good movie. And my sister and I were both like, well, that was like everything dad ever told us because there's a lot of things dad said that this is what it's really like, but people don't know that unless they're in the environment. So anyway, it's a good movie. I was riveted. It was riveting. I was like, wow. Because one of the things my father always told me was the best sound in the world, as far as he's concerned, is the sound of a helicopter. I'm like, what? He's like, helicopter means help? 'Cause he was in special forces during the Vietnam era. So the movie we're watching it was set in Southeast Asia, in the Philippines area, Indonesia area. Um, so it was very like interesting for me. So anyhow, I'm not going to go too far into it because this is not a topic everybody likes to talk about. And it was just a very cool movie for me, but it was emotionally a lot. And so anyhow, it was we went to the movies, we went out and had breakfast this morning, and we just James and I just kind of did nothing. We just, like he's doing some his laundry, kind of didn't do much, guys, didn't do much. Like, we didn't really leave town, we didn't do anything crazy. I attended church online because I was like, didn't I was awake, but then I was like, "I'm just not going, I don't want" the social meter was tapped out. I didn't want to socialize, so I'm like, "Yeah, we're just gonna listen to the church online." It worked out great, and then my pastor texted me, say, "Hey, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time," because we haven't been there in like 4 weeks. I'm like, great." So small town life. Everybody knows everybody. Um, let's see, Burger Boy, you aren't missing out. People act awful now at the movies. Yes, it's true. So one of the problems with the movie theater, and I was talking to the people. He's been working there for 2 years. We've been talking. Part of the issue with this movie theater, because this is a small movie theater in a small town, which is like a dying breed. People want reclining seats, people want nicer things, but here, guys, the movie theater ticket prices for the matinee is $6. That's like nowhere ever. I mean, everywhere you go now, a movie theater ticket is like 20 bucks. And if you have like kids and there's a family of 4 with concessions, you're spending a heck of a lot of money just to go to a theater. So this is one of the few last places where you could go for James and I would go to the movie all the time for 30 bucks with concessions. Like 2 tickets, popcorn, it was awesome. So anyway, it was just like the way it is. And so what I was talking to the guy about, they've had vandalism, they've had some activities going on in theaters that are inappropriate for anywhere other than maybe your own home, by young people who shouldn't be doing this in public spaces. Anybody should anyway. Read between the lines, vandalism with like just in general. So I mean, I think the owner just got tired of it, and the land value was worth it, so they sold. It's going to be a warehouse. The rumor was an IHOP. The rumor was wrong. I'm like, there's no way it can be an IHOP. Yeah, no, no, we don't have the population to support that. So it was more valuable to the owners to become a warehouse than it was, hey, Milo. Hey, everybody say hi to Milo. Milo, say hi. Milo, yes, he's been very clingy, extremely clingy. He and Mr. Watson miss Grandma very much because they're now home alone without people to interact with other than us. So when, it used to be, oh, they're home, and now it's like they're home, you know. And then when we leave, they look at us like, "You're leaving." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. We have to go and do things too, so we can afford your kibble." Yeah. He's very sweet. And Mr. Watson has been very clingy too. They've been both very clingy. They've been both like, "Excuse me, pay attention to us, pet me. What are you doing?" Um, so what's everybody else doing this Sunday? I other than reading, going to the movies, prepping for tomorrow. I am going to be having a vlog sale, well, a pseudo vlog sale. You'll see on next Friday. I'll be prepping it this whole week. I don't want to do it right now at the end of the month. I'll wait until the first of the month. And it's just been. I have to be ruthless. I have to. I keep buying large bags, and I don't like. In case in point, the these ones behind me. I mean, they're just they take up more space, and I keep getting big bags. It's like for the same four things I carry, you know? Um, anyhow, hey, Melissa's Corner. Um, yes, our movie theaters have leather recliners and they bring your food to. Yeah, it's fantastic, but it's expensive. I spent about $60, just me and my daughter for a matinee. Yeah, see, and that's the problem. And like movie theaters have become entertainment centers. So a lot of the movie theaters here have become bowling alleys, arcades, and so they're event centers too. So people are going to them with families and large crowds, and we don't have the population for that. Like, I don't think we'll ever get another movie theater in my town. It just isn't the business model that works, especially with streaming. People would just rather buy the movie. If you have kids, I mean, nobody wants to spend $100 to go out to movies. You have, two adults and maybe two kids. It's too expensive. I'm eating Wendy's like 3 different drive-throughs to get my order. I'm gonna get my dinner. Real 3 different drive-throughs. Um, Yes, aren't you on the marathon of 2 weeks of straight work? Um, I still haven't used, Saya sent me some stuff for cleaning, and I still haven't done that yet. I'm still listening to Patrick's book. I'm sorry, guys. I'm reading Patrick's book, The Laundry Evangelist, and I'm reading book 1. Let me get the name of it. I'm almost done with it, but I had to take breaks, like literally breaks, because I'm listening to this book and I'm like, what? How have I been doing this wrong my whole life? Like, I didn't know that. It's called Laundry Love by Patrick Richardson. And it is just, I'm like, figured I'll listen to the book. It's fine. I won't learn anything really I don't already know. I've been textiles. I know everything about textiles. Oh, I was wrong, guys. Man, I was wrong. Um Well, I used to do that with kids. The last time Travis and I went to a theater, it was like 120. Oh my Lord Jesus. See, this is why people don't go to theaters. $120? I mean, when was the last time anybody went bowling? How expensive bowling is now? I'm like, we stopped going bowling 10 years ago. Um, got kicked out. Sorry, Frozen. um, yeah, so I'm reading, would you have your hands around your sound? Oh, my sound's breaking up. Checking when you were waving your hands, your sound's breaking. Okay, I'll stop doing that. I'm on a 16-day stretch with 3. Ooh, that's bad. Yeah. So no, I'm reading this the Laundry Love book, and I told my boss, I said, "Boss, I've been doing laundry." We're friends, and I said, "I've been doing laundry wrong my whole life." And he's like, "What?" And I was telling him, and he started laughing because he grew up in Pittsburgh with a family of like 9, and we were trading laundry stories about. I mean, he grew up in a place where they had a ringer washer, and with 9 kids, he goes, the washing cycle never ended. It was constantly washing. And he goes, and in the winter times you would line hang everything back in the day because the sun will dry your clothes, right? And you don't have to pay energy for it. And so he said, yeah, but in the wintertime in Pittsburgh, it's cold, and, so it would freeze, and you'd have to hang it in the bathroom not the bathroom, the basement for, like, 3 days, and, sometimes they were kids, right? So they had all these um, sports things, and they'd be like, "Okay," and then you wash your uniform, and then the next morning you're in a cold uniform. It's not completely dry. Home Love is I'll send it you. I don't have that one yet. Thank you, Lasiah. Hey, Donna. I just took the grandkids bowling. It was oh, yeah, can you imagine, Donna? I mean, actually, it's your experience. It's expensive. I mean, shoe rentals alone. I used to love bowling so much. I was gonna buy my own shoes and get my own ball, and then we just stopped doing it because it was just so expensive. Yeah, I haven't bowling in over 20 years. Yeah, yeah, I can't now. I mean, I don't have the coordination to do it, but I was never a good bowler, guys. I just had fun. It was just fun to do. I do try to leave my house, really, no offense intended, but I hate people. I hate people too, guys. I People in groups, since the pandemic times, I have been like, nope, people. I don't want to touch doors. I don't want to touch buttons. I don't want to stand next to people. I want to do nothing with a group. Since I did live through one of those um, situations, it was after the vaccine had come out, but I was vaccinated, but so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But it took me a month to get over that. And I never want to do that again. So now I look at all people as like, hmm, stayed over there. No one any consideration. It's just get I wear 3 pairs of socks when I bowl. I know, I can't do it now. I can't do it. Like I used to go roller skating, bowling, all the things people used to do, and now it's like, no, no. I don't get my sister's kids, they're all going to all these events, and I watch all the kids, and I'm like, "I'm not doing this." It's like, I don't wanna touch anything. I don't wanna play an arcade. I don't wanna do any of that. I'm not gone bowling in a few years. Yeah, I know. It's like we don't even have a bowling alley here anymore. Like the only bowling alley I know of is actually combined with the movie theater and about an hour away. So I think the only thing our town has left in it is a city park and a skate park, like for skateboarding, which is something young people do, not people like me who would like break my bones. No, thank you. I was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where I like people. They aren't my area. Meh. I can't stand. Speaking of vaccines, don't get the pneumonia vaccine. I got it on Wednesday, and my arm is oh no. That's not good, Craig, not good. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to avoid everything because my sinuses, the way I've been feeling, like sinus pressure, everything is blooming right now. It's like 80 degrees where I'm at, guys. So I'm highly, highly the most allergic to grass, and there's 2 types of grass I'm super allergic to. Bermuda grass, which is a desert plant, which is all over around my house, and Timothy grass, which is the other prevalent grass in a semi-arid area. So all the grasses are like, "Woohoo! It's getting springtime." Yeah, I'm like dying here. So anyway, um, pharmacist said it's a common issue. Wow, that's not fun. No, 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 no. No bueno. No. You know, but so I told my boss, I was telling him about my laundry stuff, and I think I've been doing my laundry wash cycles the whole wrong because I know textiles, but I didn't understand washing machines was just throw it in the washing machine, set a dial, and walk away. And in the book, it really explains how to really more efficiently run your water cycles and your wash cycles, and to yeah, the dial, you don't really have to go by the dial, and explain more about the whites. And then I was just like, okay, we're just gonna continue reading this so I can be a more efficient at using my washing machine. I love the washing machine. I hate laundry. I hate doing laundry. I absolutely hate doing laundry. I think the washing machine is the best invention ever. I like the washing machine as an invention more than the dishwasher. I will still hand wash dishes. I hate hand washing clothes, guys. Jack, send me that book title. I want it too. Oh, the laundry book? Yeah. Saya, okay, let me send you the book title. Let me see if I can just share the audio. book. There we go. Sent, done. That's the name. That's the listing for my audiobook, so you can see it. It's the first book. He has another book out. It's not groundbreaking, but for me, it was like, oh, it never occurred to me that this would be better for my laundry. I've already known, what not to use. I use a plant-based detergent. I have for a long time now. James has eczema, and it helps with his skin, and that helped a lot. And then we had, because where he grew up as a kid most of his life, they used well water, and that well water was rough. I mean, rough. And then when we moved to when we were living in San Antonio, very hard water, lots of lime. So when we moved up here, which is not an hour away, we got a water softener, and that helped too. So the water softener, the changing of detergent, but what they really were talking about is you don't really have to do a full spin cycle or a full wash cycle for whites. You can just throw them onto, you know, a 30-minute hot wash, and it's fine. And what's really more important is to spin, just do an extra spin. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do that. So it's faster, a little bit more efficient. I'm like, yes, you know. Um, Speaking of water, my master bath shower decided to spring a leak. No. Oh no. That's the worst, especially if it's a valve. That's the worst. Um, Donna says, I'm not even sure what all the buttons on my washing. Me neither. Apparently, they're a little complicated. They don't have to be. It really shouldn't be that difficult. I wear so many fragile textiles, but I hate taking to the dry cleaners. Yep. That goes my There goes my bag money. Oh, that's for truth. If you had to get a plumber, we actually had a plumber come to our house earlier this past week, but it was only like a 75. I think it was a 7. I don't know. I didn't quite ask. Oh, it was covered under the warranty because they had done the work previously. Thank goodness, because the previous work we had done was like $500. So it's like, yay. Good thing we used the same plumber. But, so yeah, he does go through the book does tell you how to take care of the finer textiles and what to do and how to use a machine. So my fine textiles, I still do hand washing. I still do that. But, because I don't have very many. I don't wear very many. I am wearing my $15 Temu dress, which my sister was like, "Oh, you look so pretty." I'm like, "Thank you." I'm like, "It's 80 degrees outside. Why are you in velour?" She was in a velour jumpsuit set, and I'm walking around in a summer dress because it's hot. I'm like, "It's warm out." James, speaking of warm, can you see the thermostat? What temperature is it? It is hot in here. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not blaming you, sir. I'm just saying. Rail, make sure to have them check underneath the house. Yeah, cold weather rates. Ooh, that's true. That's true. Didn't even think about that. Yeah. Yeah, speaking of bad money, I'm gonna have to sell stuff. Space is at a premium at this point, and there's just bags I'm not using, and I hate to let them go because I'm a little bit of a hoarder. Somebody, by the way, asked me if I was a hoarder. They saw one of my shorts, so it's not one of my regular viewers, but someone who saw one of my short videos, and you could see more of my house and like, "Are you a hoarder?" And I'm like, "No, it's just cluttered." But it's like, if you ever have known anybody who actually is a hoarder, nobody admits it. Nobody says, "Sure, I'm a hoarder." Nobody admits they're hoarding anything. Like, no, I just have lots of things. Hey, Chris. Trying to upload a rant video. Ooh, I feel ya. I'm on the rants myself. I used to hoard clothing, maybe still do. A lot of people, my sister truly, my twin is truly a hoarder of things. Like, she got rid of stuff from middle school when she was in college. Now that she's teaching and been out of college for 20 years or so, she's finally getting rid of things from college. She just keeps things forever. My family's older, so it was that whole depression mentality. You didn't throw away anything. You kept everything. You kept buttons. We had the jar of buttons, the jar you kept every scrap of fabric because fabric was precious and expensive, and you just kept everything. um I did go on Saturday to the Goodwill, though. I'm getting bigger, so I'm like Dang. Do I wanna throw away all my stuff again or go buy more? Um, we'll see in today's rant what my shirt isn't the best fit, but I'm wear what I want. Yeah. I'm organized. I'm an organized hoarder. Everything has a place. Luckily, I have a lot of space. See, that was my grandparents. They had like 5,000 square feet of house. So lots of closets, lots of rooms. There's only two people. The whole house was full of things. It didn't look like a hoarding situation because it was all neatly put away and all organized, and it had a huge storage. I mean, it was nicely done, but it was still 5,000 square feet of things, you know, and I'm trying to cram in, I have the smallest house out of all the family, so I've been trying to cram in my dad's estate, my grandmother's estate. I've given away as much as I can that people will take, but apparently people don't like antiques, um, really. It's strange, like, at least my friends and family, like, I'm sure a stranger would love to take the I don't know, I've listed things for free. I gave away 100 I guess now it's over almost 200-year-old oak table, solid oak table for free to a family who needed a table. I'm sure they just wanted something, but I had a 200-year-old oak table that had nowhere to go, and they have it. Hopefully, they still have it. It will last another 100 years, but people don't care about having things last 100 years. They just want things to last for right now. Burger Boy, that's why I can't downsize. Frozen, I'm an extreme minimalist, but I just moved into the new place where a gal passed yes, and left everything. It's probably driving you crazy, Frozen, like thought Saya, have that. I love antiques. Okay, friends, I have to go. Good night, Rael. I'll see you tomorrow. I grew up in a 1,900 square feet and was fine, but now in my 700 or less, it's tight. Yeah, it's tight. Everything has to have a purpose and do two things. The smaller the space you have. So I went to Goodwill, and James walked in there with. Normally, I'm a Goodwill thrifter online, and I decided to go. We were going to friends friends to a restaurant on Saturday, and um, so James is like, we got there a little early, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go walk in Goodwill. James, you want to come with me? He's like, okay. We walk in, and he maybe made it in 20 steps. He's like, "Just go sit in the car." Like, "Okay." I didn't think he was going anyway. So I did a little walk around. There really wasn't any bags out. There was one Vince Camuto bag I really thought about, but it was more like, "Why am I buying this? I don't need it." You know? But mostly everything there was, you know, PU leather, Target brand, some non-branded things that will plastic. Let's call it plastic. So I normally go to Goodwill to look for home goods and books. So what did I find? I found books. And I just picked random books, guys. So this is called The Green Hunt by Wendy Higgins. I have no idea. No idea. I would just like I read the cover, I look at the book, it's $2. I'll like try it. This one says Forever Maggie Streif Streifeter? It's a Streifeter, I don't know. But these are hardcover books, so they're about $2 per book. This is a softcover book, it's a little less. Apparently this is the Essence Serpent, Essex Serpent, and this is apparently streamed on TV, some show, I don't know, but, anyway, I just thought, try to read more, get some books, um Okay. Chris says, "I have no storage, so everything's visible. That's the issue. I'm over the algorithm." The algorithm is, I think, set up for people to fail. That's why it's a mystery. It's nobody understands the algorithm. It's just a mystery. Um, Chris is your channel of the same name. Yeah, it's chats with Chris. Mr. Watson, sir. He hears the dryer. Yeah. I- Is that a knocking? Watson? Are we gonna go make sure the dryer's okay? No, he's going outside. He's books for the win, yeah. Here's the thing, books used to take up a huge part of the Goodwill, not anymore, guys, and actually, a lot of the stuff in the Goodwill, was what's the word? Merchandising? So it's not all just donations. There's a good bit of stuff in there that's just there at a low cost to be sold, which is strange because Goodwill isn't, I think if they're a for profit, they're not a nonprofit, but they're charity. So it's hard it's hard to fill a store of merchandise of just donations. You have to make sure there's a certain amount of stuff because you have to be able to sell things. If there's nothing in your store, you can't sell things, right? But it was interesting. I'm not sure I'm going to be going back to very many Goodwills. Um, it's not going into details, but I was advised to work at Goodwill and found some amazing. Oh yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Goodwill has some great stuff. I mean, because everybody donates things. Because here's the thing, Goodwill will take it. Some other donation places will say they'll pick and choose what they'll take. I can only take this, only take that. Goodwill, they'll take anything, which means a lot of their processing fees is processing fees. They'll take things. There's a lot. We have, and actually on the way to my work, there's a Goodwill outlet. You're like, Jackie, there's an outlet for Goodwill. I'm like, yeah, there is. So there's actually a selection process. So a lot of stuff I buy from Goodwill online is pre-selected to go onto their online shop. Some things go into their actual location. Some things go into cycle out, don't even go into the store, they go right to the outlet. And they have bin sales. It's a huge thing with resellers. So they'll go out there, they'll wait in the lineup, and there's discount days. It's a huge thing. Thrift is big business, especially down here in San Antonio. Well, no, I'm not in San Antonio currently, but in San Antonio, with the Hispanic population, flea markets are huge, guys, huge. There's a whole other subculture of buying and reusing and thrifting and reselling, and it's a big deal. It isn't some. I think it would be considered, um, what's the word? More like a hidden industry because it's not really. Um, it's harder to follow dollars that way, right? It's already been purchased one time and then it's purchased again and it's resold again, you know. With La Condesa says, my Wi-Fi bought my hubby a 75-inch my Wi-Fi bought my hubby a 75-inch Samsung TV for his upcoming B-day and 5.5 cubic feet Samsung wash. Oh, um, dryer set from Best Buy yesterday, and now I own a Wi-Fi-able TV range washer dryer Wi-Fi. Oh my gosh. So basically your entire life is now going to be run through applications on your phone. You can now set your washer and your dryer, but you still have to physically load things. Like this still isn't like magic, right? You can set your TV, that's kind of fun. We don't have those functions. I actually prefer dumb machinery because it's for me, it's just one more thing to break. Software updates. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. But that's cool, Atina. Early ones are rough. Broken Boy, listen, I've been at Goodwill twice, and I just might be harsh, but there's some kind of sick, sticky feeling in the air in there. It is actually because here's the thing, when they intake all the textiles, um, there is a process they use. They're not laundering these textiles. They're taking them in, they're sorting them, and then there's a chemical that they throw on them and then they just put them in their store. So yeah, that's a legit feeling. As a germaphobe, don't go into those. It's clean. It's just that you really do have to, if you're buying the textiles, throw them in the wash immediately. Um, I love a flea markets. Oh, flea markets are fun. That's how I feel. Here's correct. Thaya, Ross. When I go to Ross, I go there to look for things, and then I always, every single time, I don't think there's ever been a time I've walked in the Ross and I don't sit there and start straightening up shelves. Every time, picking up things off the floor, straightening off the shelves. I always leave there mad. Even if I find stuff I want to buy, I leave there mad because I get mad at how people treat the merchandise. Not the salespeople. Those poor people are working their butts off. It's the people shopping. They don't like it. They don't I've literally watched people throw things on the floor when they decide they didn't want it. Like, just because you don't want that piece of merchandise doesn't mean somebody else doesn't want it. I mean, that's just rude. And I'm always straightening up shoes. I go to the shoe section and I just constantly straighten shoes up. I don't know how anybody working at Ross does recovery on that overnight. Ooh, oh Lord, even my cat food bowl is Wi-Fi. Your cat food bowl is Wi-Fi? That's a thing? My Wi-Fi has Wi-Fi. So here's the thing, guys, when your Wi-Fi router goes out or electricity blips out, and then you have to reset everything, gosh, that's a lot. I got a pair of $165 jeans for a few bucks. Oh yeah, my sister has gotten free people stuff out of Goodwill. She gets all kinds of. My sister has the patience of a saint in a Goodwill. She will sit there and comb through rags. I cannot. I do not. I look at the books. Melissa says I agree with Craig. I can't do it. I'm a little bit germaphobe. Yeah, yeah. Don't do it. Like I I'm okay with books for some reason, but other stuff. When I was younger, I used to buy clothing on Goodwill and shoes. Now it's like, I just rather spend $8 at Temu. You know, but I hate them. I stumbled into one because the shop I wanted to go to went out of business, and the Goodwill was across the street. Yeah. I'm straight germaphobe bad. Yeah. So people, please explain what's HE detergent to me, please. HE just means high efficiency detergent. And Saya asked me, asked this too, because a lot of times it says it has to be HE detergent, right? High efficiency. Um, but he says you can use soap flakes just as well. So you can use powdered. I don't use powdered detergent. I have used the mix of soap, regular soap, with like ivory, like literally ivory soap bars shaved down. I don't do this now, but I used to, with borax and washing soda, and I would just throw that in my washing machine. But then when I got the front loading washing machine, I thought it said HE detergent, so I was like, okay, well I can't use my soap mixture anymore. But then I switched to a plant-based soap mixture anyway. But it's basically because your um front loading washing machines is very smart now, and the you're putting in too much detergent. That's really all it is. Put in less detergent. It'll be cool. Almost if you're using detergents, most of them are all HE anyway. They're throwing things around today at Target. Oh, I hate when they do that, Donna. Burger Boy, yes, litter box, microwave, air fryer, everything is Wi-Fi. Hey, Keith. Um, it's a surprise live, guys. I'm procrastinating filming a couple videos, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go on live and hang out with my friends instead of doing a live a Temu. I have a Temu haul, but if I actually film the Temu haul, it won't actually be on my channel until June. June. That's how far out I have videos planned. So I'm like, I don't really know if I want to do that. But then people get upset if I don't show the Temu hauls. And I'm at the point where I actually just need to open up the Temu haul. So I might be doing that live today or tomorrow. I don't know. Um, I love the Real Real because it deals of deals, but I hate to sell. Oh yeah, no, selling on the Real Real is not fun. I won't do it ever again. I'll buy from them. I won't sell to them. I love the thrift, but not just the Goodwill. Um, I can't do shoes unless I know that's a lot of people. Keith says I love getting antique furniture at thrift stores. Oh my gosh, the most amazing. My sister has a whole set of Henry Don furniture, like cabinetry, for $500 out of the Salvation Army. Each one of those cost over 2 grand. You know, and it happened to be the same set my father had. So she had bought it um right then and there. This is like 15 years ago. And it has the brass and walnut, American walnut, and it's just beautiful. She her whole out. And then she got my father's, so she has all the Henry Don furniture. Just as when furniture was really expensive and really well made. That's not I can't say that now. Um Jackie, your lives are making me watch ads again. I'm going to cancel my YouTube Premium. Well, you know what? I don't understand how that I would contact customer service, to be honest, because that's ridiculous. If there's two rules, if it's a live, you have to watch ads, but if it's a video, you don't have to watch ads. It doesn't make any sense. Hey, Debs. Um, I texted you asking if you're doing a live when I didn't get a reply. I assumed, "Oh, she must be busy on the live." Keith, yes. I normally don't go live on Sunday. Hey, D. Higginbotham, but I'm procrastinating. I'm simply procrastinating, and I figured other people were home on a Sunday night because we all have to work tomorrow. Well, of course, Saya is actually at work. Oh my God, why do people throw Henry Don away? I know. I just got my most beautiful Henry Don chest drawers for $400. Yes, I know, 35. People don't know, Keith. People don't know. People now think of fine furniture as Ashley's furniture. Or I think there's another place called The Row, Denver Mattress, all these kind of box furniture places. Like I have IKEA, but I also have really good furniture, but nobody wants to pay those prices anymore. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Getting ready to close for the night. Oh, yay! It is Sunday. Good thing we close early, right? I have premium and I don't understand Luxational. Sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't. Um, hey, Debs, I've been listening to Jacobs. Okay, so guys, y'all know I'm a super Jacob fan, and his 7-hour live yesterday and pre-show, I slept through lots of it, and I woke up and I listened to it again, and I listened to it again. At the very end, he's reading The Allure, of Chanel, I think, by I can't remember the name of the author, and, I said, "You need to do a voice recording of just voice work, right?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I recorded me reading this book, but it's only on my Patreon, subscribers." I'm like, "Oh, no. Who subscribed to Patreon today? Me." So I am on Super Jacob's tier 2 membership, his Prime channel, his Patreon membership, and his essentially Jacob membership, his other so I'm on, like essentially, I spend more time hanging out with Super Jacob than I do with Netflix, but I can't cancel Netflix because Netflix is my mother-in-law watches, but I would like, "Dude, I can't believe," so I'm gonna go through the videos on Patreon and then cancel that subscription because I don't need to have 3 separate subscriptions to one content creator. It's ridiculous. But I'm listening to his audio recording of him reading a book out loud. He's really good at reading out loud. He should do this for a living. Like voice work should be something he should do. Um, I never get ads and I have premium. Heath, that's amazing. Um, Ashley, good. I know Ashley's. People do like we had really nice furniture stores. They're closed now because when people see $10,000 table, they're like, I'm not gonna buy that, you know, and they go buy something for $1,500, and that's actually very expensive. But that's like an entire living room set versus just one table, you know. But people don't want heirlooms. YouTube just hates me. I don't know why. You're a good client, right? There's good stuff on that Patreon. Well, I'm gonna go find all of it, Deb. I'm gonna find all of that stuff and get my $5 out of it, and it'll probably be another month before I can get through all of it. But he has some good videos. You're right, and I'm like, he looks like a baby. 'Cause it looks like from 5 years ago. Like, you look so much younger. Cause I only found Super Jacob, like, a year ago, guys, so he's been on the interwebs for 9 years. He has 9 years of content. Um, Craig, I'd be getting a refund, yeah, I would get annoyed, Luxational, I think you should contact customer service. Um, Keith says, "I use Netflix password for my ex that we shared and we were together. Password hasn't changed even after we broke up, and so I will continue to use until the password is changed." Um, I'm only on Jackie's live and not every time. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, my lives can be a little long. I get it. I mean, I'm just sitting here yabbering for 44 minutes, so it takes tolerance to build up for lives. We can be long-winded. Higginbotham says, "Burger Boy, cancel YouTube Premium and then rejoin." Oh, maybe that would work. Glitch in your subscription. It's just kicked me out. It just kicked me out. This is ridiculous. I don't understand that, Craig. Um, my husband is going to tomorrow for a total oh. Okay, so total knee replacements, I mean, I'm sure it's one knee and then they'll wait and do the other knee, um, are the happiest people I have ever met in a rehab facility. I was in a rehab facility after my car accident, and people who have bad knees who need knee replacements, they are so happy afterwards. Like, you will see a whole new human being. Like, yes, you're recovering from surgery. That's nothing light about that, but I will pray for him. Um, he will be so happy he did it, you know. I know, baby Jacob. I'm going to, um I had both knees at the same time. They don't recommend doing that. Dang, 2 knees at once? That's a lot. Um, that is okay, y'all. Craig's medical history life, he is a walking miracle as far as I am concerned. You know? Oh, and the other thing when I was watching the movie, James was like, "Why what was this movie supposed to really convey?" Right? And I said, "Well, what it conveyed to me was I am so happy I have my day job the way I have it. I am I've never was made to be in the military. I knew that at a young age, but after watching that, I'm happy I didn't even go into civil service, to be honest. Um, Keith says, "Burger Boy, were you in a car accident too?" Craig says, "They did my knees, hip, and lower back at the same time since I was going to be bedridden anyway." Ah, that makes sense. Keith, that's my worst fear, and nightmare is in an instant your life has changed forever. Yep, that happened to me. Um, I'll let him know. Thanks. Uh, Keith, not Keith, no bad genetics. Yeah. I was in a car accident, Keith, and it was very bad. Um, and it's true. It does change your whole life instantly. It changed my personality. It changed who I am now. Um, I still have to have accommodations for long-standing issues. I don't like going to hospitals. Like, I have honest to goodness, like, I do not want to walk in a hospital. Um, Oh, yeah, yeah, it's like, I've talked about before. Mm, G says one anesthesia for all of it. Oh, okay. That's horrible. It's my paranoia, a car accident, or slipping in the shower. In a blink of an eye, your life has changed. It was truly, I was turning left on a protected green arrow, and the person hit me, T-boned me. I have, a lot of strangely, I like traveling by car. But I but we do have I do have a lot of anxiety around being in a car. I know it makes no sense, but I still prefer car as my major mode of transportation. Uh, Craig says, "My biggest fear and recurring nightmare is burning to death in an elevator. Don't ask me why, but it's a recurring nightmare." That is not a fun nightmare. I used to, yeah, PTSD. Yeah, I would say PTSD for sure. I have a lot of anxiety around cars, people driving. Do you have a lot of resentment and bitterness towards the person that hit you? Um, I don't think so. I wouldn't say I was bitter, or I was more upset about, not that it happened, because I do understand it was an accident, is that nothing happened to them. Like, not, I mean, not injury or anything, but they weren't, even though I went through the whole thing of suing them because they were an individual, not a company or a corporation. Yes, I won the judgment, but it didn't matter. I never paid it. So 10, and then I even went so far as to have their license suspended for 10 years. It didn't matter. They were driving without insurance. It's not the fact that they hit me. It was the fact that they hit me, didn't have any coverage. Their only consequences they suffered was their car was, impounded, and I almost died. I lost my job, you know. It was horrible, you know. So it was um, definitely traumatic in many ways. Like, I broke my back. I broke bones. Me being alive is amazing, but I can't really resent somebody who, um, it doesn't really exist to me. I mean, I just assume karma, essentially. I mean, it will hopefully, they're a better driver. I mean, I think what bothered me the most was that in the car with him was a 9-year-old child, and that bothered me, was that he was in a car accident in a single cab truck, 200 Ford F-250, and he just kept driving, you know? I think that bothered me more than anything, and I worry about the kid more than I care about the driver. More so about how did that impact that child being in a car accident, witnessing it, because he was in the front seat, and he was there when the car hit me, you know, and James was sitting next to me too. Um, I was more of like, I should have waited, or I should have gone a different way, or maybe I should have just, that was more like, that's more of the what goes through your mind. Um, and I do remember the car accident, and I do remember the impact, and I do when everybody says, pain from 0 to 10, what's the most painful thing you've experienced? Well, mine was being hit by a car, so it's a rough it's a scale. Um Okay, if I get kicked out one more time, I'm just going to say goodnight. Okay, I'm so sorry. I hate that. That makes me so mad. Keith says my insurance rates are skyrocketing. Oh yeah. And when I ask why, the insurance company says too many people are driving in my state without insurance. Yeah, it's true. I'm in one of those states. Um, a lot of people do not have insurance, or they have insurance just long enough and then it lapses. There's no real penalty for not carrying it. There's no regulation to make ensure people are carrying it. So people carry it, they are irresponsible, and then they drive a vehicle that is, a couple thousand pounds of deadly weapon, you know. Um, her resentment doesn't hurt the person you resent, it hurts you. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So it's like I can't really I'm still alive. Like I'm not um I have injuries and I have issues, but I can walk, you know? I didn't die. I'm very aware of how easily I could have just not lived through that. So, it's more of I can't waste energy on that. Maybe in the beginning I thought about it more, but the accident was in 2012. 10 years later, 12 years later, it's more like just dealing with the reoccurring issues that happen from breaking your spine, you know? Like letting someone live in your head rent free. That yeah, see, I do that. That's something I like to work on. D says my insurance ballooned up, Keith. Yeah, and I don't even know what those poor young people. If you're a male under 25, your insurance is ridiculous. Um, no, New York State, but I'm so mad. I know inflation has a lot to do with it, and also I don't think it's inflation. I think people just aren't paying for insurance, and yeah, um, even worse in Florida. D says my premium was oh wow, that must have been not fun. Uh, Craig says my insurance provider said my premiums jumped due to many factors. I'm like, okay, BS, I get it. Yeah, no, I think it's just here's the other thing about insurance. If you have cars, minimum liability doesn't cover enough. People think, oh, I just have minimum liability, it'll be fine. If you get into a car accident with a Tesla, minimum liability does not cover it. Period. When my sister was in college, when we were in college in the 2000s, like 20 years ago, her friend had a Corvette in college. Beautiful Corvette. Got into one speeding ticket one time, and it cost so much in her premium that it was cheaper to park it for 6 months than it was, and then drive a different car than it was to pay for the premium to insure the Corvette. So they parked it for 6 months, and she drove a different car. And that was 20 years ago. My insurance, did it double? I pay monthly, and it went up by $50. That's rough. Craig says, "Here's the thing, every single thing has, quadrupled in price since COVID." Yes, everything, nothing has decreased, and it's insane. And everybody keeps saying, yeah, everything has gone up. Food, Gas has actually not gone up, not in my area, it's actually gone down, but I live in a state where we've refined the stuff, um, and have it in droves, but food's gone up by a lot. A lot of our habits have changed, and my paycheck has not gone up. I have a couple purse groups I'm in, and I told you I got rid of a lot of my unsubbed, unsubscribed, und everything, and I was virtually gonna stop being a live YouTuber, um, and then I was thinking about it since last Friday, and like, well, what do I want to do with the channel? Do I just want to just do videos? Do I want to stop lives? What do I want to do? And then Marie Louise Loves Luxury and I did a collab today, and she told me that she loves coming to my lives on Mondays and Fridays. I'm like, "Oh, great. This is why I'm doing it." Because I didn't even know, and I've been watching her for years, that she knew who I was. There's a lot of people who come and watch who don't talk. So I wanna be able to still be here and interact because I like this about the lives. The lives are the most fun for me, but they are, it takes a lot to come down from them. Like, afterwards, the excitement, the drama, the whatever's happening in my life, talking to you guys, and then stopping alive and then doing something else. It's hard to do. And plus, dead time is not something you want when you're on a live stream. You want to constantly be talking and talking to you, interacting, responding to questions. You don't want there to be silence. Silence is not golden on streaming. Um, Keith says, "Yeah, it's annoying because I was living in Korea and decided to move back to the States in 2021." And oh wow, yeah, yeah, you can't budget for that. Craig says, "Okay, guys, kicked. Okay, good night. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm so sorry. Go talk to YouTube and explain to them you pay not to be kicked out. It's ridiculous." D says it's not forgotten. No, let's not forget that many insurance companies are oh yeah, absolutely. Their first responsibility is to their shareholders, not their. Oh yeah, the only way insurance works is they earn more than they pay out, and if the payouts are keep increasing, they have to keep adding to your premiums. It's not like there's an option not to have insurance. If you drive a car, you are supposed to, by law, have insurance. Um, so, Debs, yes, many are watching and never say a word. Yes, they never say a word. Lots and lots of people. So I'm like, okay, don't let this derail me. Just be on live. It's fine. Um, there are 29 people watching, so that means 19 people need to hit the thumbs up button immediately, if not sooner. Yeah. So it's like when I actually look at my analytics, this is behind the curtain in YouTube land, talking about the algorithm that nobody understands, is Alive, I have more people coming in and out of Alive. More people view Alive. I don't know the duration. I haven't looked at that deep into the analytics, but more people come to lives. There's people who watch my lives, are in my lives, that never see my videos. So it's really pretty much having a little bit of everything for the different viewers. Some people only watch shorts. Some people, like, my shorts get a lot of attention. I don't do very many of them. They're 30 seconds. They're not that much fun. The videos, I love doing. They're just fun, but they're it's interesting because I am 3 months filmed out that my lives actually show real time. And as my collection changes, as my setup changes, as my hair gets cut, um, how I'm feeling, everything's a lot more current in lifetime. So I think that's why people like the lives. And my lives are here to hang out with you guys. So I'm interacting with everybody. And that's why I don't actually film segments. Like, I'm not that multi-talented because that's what Super Jacob does. But again, he's been doing this for 9 years. I'm a baby YouTuber, guys. I'm brand new to the game. I'm getting a bunch of texts. My phone keeps um, flashing at me. Okay, who needs my attention now? Um, yeah. Okay. So, Confessions of a Shopaholic. Um, the reason I have like 6 months or 3 months of videos filmed is because I'm buying too many things. I know it. February is been a bad month for Jackie. Um, Sandy says, "I'm here just watching, but I hit thumbs up as soon as I come in. It's so hi, but hey, Sandy." Um, and people who actually listen to my lives actually do. A lot of people listen on their television, so they're not texting, they're not interfacing. I love the lives. Just discovered you, and really love how you say it like it is when it comes to shopping and spending. Thank you, PM. And that's why I'm here because um, hey Maria. Average new bag of the day. Uh, yeah, Keith, you're right. That's the problem. That's the problem. I've never done this before. It's really funny. I've been reflecting on my year of, Keith, it's okay. Judgment's fine. It's okay. I judge myself. Um, it's when I first started YouTube, it was, well, hi, Mr. Milo. Hi, Mr. Watson. No, I do not have snaps. They want treats. They're like, "Where's grandma?" You know? Um, it was to share my love, not hide my love of bags and things. And then I started YouTube to get to know my other content creators so they could get to know me because I could watch them. I would watch them create content and I felt like I know them, but they didn't know who I was really. I mean, other than a comment. And a lot of the people I was watching, they didn't do lives at the time, so there's no way to interact. And um what I realized though is there is a trap you fall into with YouTube, where it's because I am easily influenced and, "Oh, I should get this and I should get that. Oh, I could film that." That is an excuse I never thought I would be used, and I've used. Like, I've justified a purchase because that would make a great video. That should never be a purchase I make. It should be, I want that item. I love that thing. I want to keep that thing, not because, "Oh, that'll make a great video." But that's happened. Um Connie says, "I've never get a chance to catch you live, so always watch the replay." Hey, thank you. I just found your channel recently, but have binge watched tons of your videos. Thank you so much. That's awesome, Connie. Thank you. I watch you on TV and chat on my tablet. Thank you, Dee. Oh, Jolie's here. Hey, Jolie. Um, Keith says, I just hope that you're doing this for you and only you. I hope you don't feel pressured because you are a YouTuber. You need to buy, 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 buy. Well, no, no. I am an emotional spender, Keith. Emotional. This past year and a half has been hellacious, and it's been really rough. So this past month, every time a family member, I shouldn't wave my hands around, isn't sick and ill in the hospital, it's difficult, right? So my mother-in-law is currently in a rehab center for rehab, and it's been, a month now. So the whole month of February, the same month I've gone crazy shopping, because it's been that stressful. And I'm trying to find newer, different coping mechanisms. Also, it didn't help that after Christmas, everybody was trying to sell their stuff out of their closet. Um, that's the thing. When you're thrifting, especially online thrifting, this is the time of year. January, February is when you buy things because everybody has got new things in Christmas. People normally have overspent, so they're trying to get things out of their house. Now that we're going into March and spring, things will change. Things are not going to be sold at such a cheap rate. Things are going to start going back a little higher again. Hi, Sandy says, "Hi, all Jackie, you're my favorite, and I've been on YouTube for years. You and I, oh, that's awesome. Um, and you are so much how we collect and love our, oh, I love bags. I love all the bags. And here's the thing, I love, but I can't, I mean, I'm at the point where I think I can use a different bag every day of the year. And when I started doing this, I think I had about 150 roughly, and now I think I have over 250. And I can't, it's not fair to just keep them here if I'm not using them just because I can't part with them. So I'm gonna probably get ready to do a more of a fire sale, and that hurts me because I like to rescue bags. I like to keep bags. I like to find bags. I like using all my bags. I use a different bag every single day. Sometimes two days in a row I'll use a bag. Um, Well, I'll have to tell you the story of the bag I'm using right now. Deb says, "I watch a lot of YouTube, but I'm not big into commenting except in some lives." Thank you, Debs. Um, Thank you for commenting. I love hearing from you. Um, I'm sorry to hear that, Jackie. It's never easy dealing with loved ones with addiction issues. Your mother is lucky to have you. Oh, well, her rehab is not from addiction. Her rehabilitation is physical. So she's mobily impaired. Is that even the correct terminology? She's in a wheelchair. So she's getting she's has some medical issues, heart issues, so she's just doing rehab to get better to come home. So it's not a substance issue. It's just health, you know. Um that blows my little mind, Jackie. I thought I had too many bags at 20, 250 really unfathomable. Yeah, it's unfathomable to me too. I don't like to believe that I have well, no, it's not. Oh, Keith, don't worry about it. Like James's father was an alcoholic for years and he was in recovery for I don't know, the last 17, 20 years. He's no longer in life, but it's something that happens in everybody's family. I mean, someone somewhere somehow. But let me show you the bag I'm using today. It's very funny because I got this Magic Kingdom. Hey, MT Native. This is so funny. This is a Magic Kingdom bag, and my husband at Saturday, and I've used this. I was using a couple different bags, but on Saturday, I needed to have something that I could put my headphones in and my book in and my normal stuff. So I grabbed this bag to use, and James was like, "That's where'd that bag come from?" And I'm like, "Oh, isn't it great? It's vintage." And he started laughing at me. It's a Disney bag from Magic Kingdom. What do you mean vintage? Like like, vintage should be from, like, the 1940s, like, honey, the 1940s is, like, almost 100 years ago now. It was, like, 80 years ago was 1940s. We're in 2024. This is from, like, 2005. He goes, "That's not vintage." I'm like, "I know, older bag." He was laughing at me. But I said, "Look, honey, they don't make bags like this anymore." He's like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "It's embroidered. This is a Disney bag made with nylon. That's embroidered. It's not screen printed." And he's like, "Jackie, that's not vintage." So, it was very funny. It was very funny. I'm holding at about 40 bags. I had 100 over 150 before I started this. I have been collecting bags since in my 20s, and I still have bags in my closet that are from 20 years ago, um, from high school and from when I was a teenager. Good evening, Jackie. Thank you for your, realness. I appreciate it much. Thank you, Melly. Soft vintage, says Debs. Holding on to about 20 bags. Yeah, so everybody I mean, I've always been this type of consumer. They don't go bad. Um, just got here. Wow, would you show back? Yeah, sure. Um, this bag is from 2005. It says Magic Kingdom, and it's embroidered. It's machine embroidered. This is a beautiful bag. You know, today, if they sold this bag at the park, it'd be at least $150. And this probably in 2005 was maybe a $50 bag, and that was expensive in 2005, you know? Um, it's a good nylon, lightweight. It does have some wear on it, but it should. It's from 2005, you know? It's almost like 9 years old. Am I counting right? Um, um, doo, 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 doo. um Jackie, I may have you beat. They are stored in 5 rooms. Good thing I have a large house. Yes. Yes, Sandy. Well, the thing is they don't go bad. I mean, if you spend your entire lifetime collecting them and you store them, what comes around goes around. What was in style in the 2000s when I was in college is in style again. We've all seen the denim drops. We've all seen the Marc Jacobs relaunch or whatever. Even Michael Kors redid the Astor bag that he did in the 90s. And then we have the Y2K. Well, I was in the Y2K. I remember I partied like it was 1999 in 1999. I graduated high school in 1999. So, so it's like the stuff I had in my youth is back. I mean, Cammie's closet. She just bought a Marc Jacobs era Louis Vuitton Speedy in denim. that was popular 20 years ago, you know? So it doesn't go bad, it just gets updated and tweaked. Little things change. The key to having a bag last a long time and look timeless, less hardware. Hardware dates your bag. Um, that nylon reminds me of the La Sport. Oh, La Sport sock. I like that brand. Um, really, I know I have 100 plus bags. You're right. They don't go bad. You can use them. If you use one bag at a time, you can beat up your bag. Then maybe, yeah, you get rid of it. But I change my clothes out constantly, like, and I still keep my clothes for years, but I change my bags to go with my clothes. My bags will always fit. I've always been the fat kid, guys. Always been the fat kid. So clothes don't always fit. Shoes come and go, but bags always fit. Jewelry almost always fits. Now the rings, we've had some issues, but like I can size them. But I can always buy a bag. When my friends and family are off shopping and we're doing touristy things, I can go look at the bag section and the book section. That's what I do. Hey, Apple Blonde. Happy Sunday. Haha, I relate to you. I love my vintage so much. Yeah. You get the best deals on bags from the before 2010. Yes. Right now, the best time to look right now, if you're a thrifter, if you're thrifting bags, guys, 10 years is is just old enough where people is still in good condition, but people are tired of it. So people don't want to buy that because it's not old enough to be vintage and like collectible, but old enough just to be like, "Oh, I'm tired of you. Let me sell you, you know? And then that's how I get the $20 bag. That's how I get the $30 bag, all leather bag. Like I can't get over that. I can't get over that I can go and get a Coach bag for 20 bucks. And if you've been to the Coach website today, recently at all, their their bags are not $20. Um, Keith says most of my bags are Hermes, Bottega, and Doyard. I can confidently say that will never go out of style. Oh, yeah. So I haven't purchased a new bag in the last 5 years because I haven't felt like I needed anything. No, you don't. You have the styles that work for you and you like. Now, what changes with bags though is your life situations change. So bags I used in my 20s, in my 30s, in my 40s, I'm now in my 40s, they're different. And when I had my car accident, before car accident, after car accident. So bags I used to carry a lot of crossbody bags, lots of larger shoulder bags, or so when I had my arm surgery, I was not carrying heavy bags at all. So that's what changes for me is not so much my lifestyle, like my job changed. I went from an office to a dressy office to a casual office, or I used the backpacks when I was going to conventions, but I don't go to conventions anymore. So now I use a briefcase because that's just more professional looking. Um, Even though I don't have to be professional, but when I go to training classes, I want to carry my equipment in something that's a little bit more substantial. When you're walking around with software and hardware, I mean, when you're looking at the stuff you're carrying and it's a couple grand, it deserves a bit more than a backpack. I want it to be secure and safe. So, my electronics get a nice home when I'm traveling. They have a nice, like, I have a hard case, a rolly case, a hand briefcase. There's different things I use. I do not put my laptop in my backpack. No. I know some people do. It's just not for me, guys. No judgment. Just saying. Um, that's such a good shopping hack. Never thought of that. Thanks, Jackie. What shopping hack? Oh yeah, the 10 years. Absolutely. Um, how well does Goyard hold up? Do you have any pink bags? I had a whole pink phase. So one of my pink bags I have left, let me show you my little action figure here. Um, is I have one of the totes in this colorway from Kate Spade from a couple years ago. I had a whole pink era of bags, and I stopped. I love to buy pink bags. I don't love to use pink bags, so I had to stop myself from buying them because I think they're pretty. I just never use them. Um, I bought. I just bought a Coach all alley legacy bag from Poshmark Canada for 52 Canadian dollars. Yes, Yes, I love the Legacy line. The Legacy line, very cool. So true, Jackie. Recently changed my crossbodies to shoulder bags. Yeah, that's what changes. It's not so much um you don't use the bag or whatever. It's just like your life situations change. Like people like says what? She's a YouTuber. She just recently retired. She'll probably be going through her collection. She does not need to carry giant tote bags anymore. When you're going to and from work or commuting, you carry tote bags. But when you don't, you can get away with just carrying a small bag. Um, Keith says the painted on motif does wear off, but it doesn't bother me. Also, I really use my bags. I don't baby them. I set them on the floor. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Goyard, it's just canvas. It's coated canvas, guys. I think they must have leather bags, but Goyard is known for their painted, not the painted, but the canvas, the printed canvas. Thank you. I don't baby my bags either. Then I go out, the bag goes on the floor. Oh yeah, floorboards. It has to survive me. And my life is I don't have an extra sheet for my bag. A lot of times my bag and as an Asian person, this is bad. Asian people do believe that bags should not go on the floor. Oh, let me show you this bag. I think I showed this to you. This is going up for sale, guys, for 300. I've already listed it, but if anybody is interested in this Tory Burch, let me know. It's a soft Fleming in arugula, I think it's the color. So I love this bag. This bag is gorgeous. But I don't use it. And I have found that I love the style of this bag. I have had many, many, many bags in this style. Like the Lottie, I traded Maria this style. What I'm finding is I had a bunch of Pillow Madisons from Coach. I have a couple Rebecca Minkoff. Anything with this type of chain hates me. It's not that I don't like the bag. The chain doesn't like me. Something, even with the leather straps, they're never long enough to be crossbody. And when they're on my shoulder, because they're two straps, they tend to fall off my shoulders. My shoulders don't like them. Um, this is one of my only Tory Burch bags. It's life's too short to baby a bag. Um, the day I retire, I'm happily donating my tote. It's empty native. D says I'm carrying a larger bag. I got sick of um Tetrising my stuff. I like just tossing it in my stuff and go. Yeah. Millie says I do baby my bags. This is a bit stressful for me. I need to lighten up and really enjoy them. Bags are meant that's see, well, Melly, that's the good thing about buying pre-loved bags. This is why I love I would say 90% of my collection is pre-loved, more than 90%. Because it's already been beaten up. So somewhere, somehow, the first mark has already happened. I'm not saying they're like damaged, but I'm just saying that I don't have to stress out the first time I ding it. It's been dinged. It's gonna get dinged. It's an item. It's the bag is to protect what's inside the bag, right? So you're protecting your wallet, your SLGs, your other things. It's to hold things. It's a bag of holding things. So it's okay if the outside gets dinged up. Bags are meant to be used, in my opinion. That what brand do you primarily purchase bags from, D? And let's see. Look, Contessa, can you show us the inside? Oh, sure. Of this one? Yeah, this is an interesting bag. If you have never seen the soft Fleming, have you ever purchased a bag and had a funky smell that you couldn't get out? Um, that's my primary concern with purchasing pre-loved. Yes, absolutely. If you're sensitive to smells, it can be a problem. Um, I'll answer that question in a second. Dee says, Coach Dooney have some LV and Chanel tote bags, but I load up with food and drinks and yeah. Mel says, great point about pre-loved, Jack. Yeah, that's really why I love about pre-loved is like you're taking the person who owned the bag before you is taking the first devaluation on the hit of the product. So this bag originally was 300. No, originally this bag sold for $600. I got this in a trade, but you can buy this current bag on the pre-loved market for 300. But originally it's a $600 lambskin quilted double compartment Tory Burch bag, and there's no marks, no scuffs, but it's still a used bag. It's not brand new. I'm not going to say this is a brand new bag. It's not a brand new bag. This colorway, you have to want a green. bag in lambskin. It's very beautiful. It's very soft. It's a gorgeous bag. If it was in navy, I'd probably keep it, even though my shoulders hate it. But okay, let me talk to you about the. Sandy says, "I love your soft Fleming. I have one brand new in wine. I haven't used it yet. Love that bag. My only Tory also. Yes, well, mine's for sale, and you understand how expensive they are. Um, D says for the movies. It looks like an excellent condition though, Jackie. The concerns are not scuffs at all. Oh, yeah, there's no scuffs on it. There's nothing wrong with this bag. It's been used gently by I got this from Dawn Loves Couture and I've used it one time. One time. It's been sitting in my house for a while and it just sits in a bag and I know I'm not going to reach for it because it's not comfortable to carry and that's one of the things. If it's not comfortable to carry, well, what's the point? But let me talk about odors. So the biggest thing you want to look for when you're buying pre-loved items from thrifting, I just told you that Goodwill uses a chemical sanitizer on their textiles, bags too. So if you're that smell is going to be there. It's more of a clean-ish, like ozone smell, but it's still there. Bags that come from anybody with smoking a house, even in transit, will have a lingering smoke smell. Anybody who has pets, you will have the odor of pet if you're that sensitive. Winnie BLV cannot handle fragrances in textiles. In that's not intentional, right? So she's very sensitive to smell. So what even certain leather cleaners will leave a scent on your leather. I dislike that. That's the one that bothers me, is when I can tell they use like a lemon scented something or other to clean the leather because that's really hard to get out. What you do is you stuff it with charcoal packs. You can put in newsprint, but be careful with newsprint. You get the printless newsprint, just the paper, and stuff it in there. You can get a box of baking soda fridge packs that have a screen mesh. Put that in there. Those all things actually work. But hey, Lynn, Starlight, thank you for showing up. Um, and time. That really is the only way to remove odors. So I had an LV item I purchased pre-loved years ago. It came with a cleaner. They had cleaned it and it smelled strongly of like lemon balm, and I couldn't stand it. I put that sucker in a drawer. I walked away for a year. Garrett came back. It's fine. When you put a thing that comes outside of your home, inside of your home, it takes a week or two, but it will start to absorb the smells of your home. So it will become more familiar. When you first open it, you'll be like, oh, what the heck is this? And normally with me, even stuff that's thrifted, even stuff that's coming from Goodwill, there's lots of people who have a whole process of intake. So they'll take an item and they'll wipe it down with a waterless wipe. Some people even use ones that are more than waterless, and those that's at your own risk. And then they'll spray it down or whatever with a textile deodorizer. In the book, The Laundry Love, they recommend using a water vodka solution, and I can't remember the proportions, and that in a spray bottle, and that will help disperse odors. It's like apparently the best deodorizer ever. I think there's something else. I think it's water, vodka, and a little bit of vinegar, but don't quote me on that. I do not want to give you the wrong advice. But there's things you can do. So it's not the end of the world. And most things that are here's the big thing though. That's in textile. Most leather bags, people never ever clean them. They never clean them. They spill things in them. They never condition them. They never clean them. They use them. They don't realize that they can just put a conditioner on them and they're brand new great bags. And they just sell them because they think, oh well, it's used, it's marked as dirty, or something. I spilled makeup inside, or pen marks. Pen marks are everywhere. Um, Maria says, I gotta go. Good night, Maria. Yeah, I have to go to work tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow will still be a regular live. I was just procrastinating, and I figured, again, it's like, hey, Angela. So it's like, here I am talking to you on a Sunday, and I'll have to come back tomorrow. I'm like, oh dear, what do I talk about tomorrow? Since I'm telling you everything has happened already this weekend, right now. Um, Apple Bond. Good night, Maria. So odors and items, it's more strongly held into textiles and more so synthetic textiles than a natural textile. Natural textiles will release odor easily. In my experience, I'm not a pro, but leather is fine. It's kind of like if you get something you don't like, put it in a corner of your house you don't go to very often and just leave it there and then go back to it. Um, Thank you, Linda P. I always enjoy talking to everybody. You can hear my allergies. So I have been chatting with y'all for like an hour and a half. Do you want to keep on going? I always try dryer sheets first. Yes, dryer sheets are nice. They they kind of more mask the odor, you know. Um, but they'll remove odor by masking odor by, again, putting it in your house does a lot of it. Airing it out does a lot of it. Getting the smell, the stale, the smoke, even the stale smoke smell. Now, some people, the smoke is just the end. They cannot. I am not that way. My father was a smoker. He smoked cigars, so it doesn't bother me. I don't use it until the smell dissipates, though. Allergies. Oh yeah, they're just awful. I guess keep going. Okay. Um, Good night, Melly. What is the next bag you plan to buy? Plan is, as an emotional spender, I don't plan. Tomorrow will be a struggle. Tomorrow there is a brand new release with Dooney and Burke Disney, and it is their puppy dogs, the Disney puppy dogs. And I really shouldn't buy it. And they run from about 250 to 300. Bag prices, and this is canvas, guys. These are coated canvas bags with leather trim. These are not leather bags. These are coated canvas bags. Do I have a favorite one from favorite bag of all time, or favorite brand, or favorite Disney bag, or favorite Disney dog? Yeah, yeah, Debs, it's so cool. From the new drop. Okay, so I want the tote bag, and it's on a teal blue background, kind of sky blue teal blue background with all the dogs on it. My favorite dog in Disney is Lilo, or is it Stitch? Stitch. Lilo's the girl, Stitch is the dog, the alien dog. I love that. Stitch is so cute. Um, Jackie, what's the special occasion you'll have? Oh, probably next Friday. Um, Not this coming Friday, so not tomorrow, but Friday, because I have some time Tuesday. I'm going to start collecting all the bags that I don't have already listed. So these will be bags that are not listed anywhere else, and we won't be doing a live sale. It's just going to be, I'm telling you, I'll show you the bags, and they will be posted on a site for you to interface with. That is not me. We're doing this the Poshmark way. So I'm probably gonna load them all on Poshmark, show them to you on the video, and then you can go buy them or not if you want. But I'm not doing live vlogging. I don't like the live auction aspect. It's very stressful for me. Um, and I just want to be able to remove myself from that a little bit. And rejection hurts, guys. So when I'm showing you things I love and you don't love them, or you think the price is too high, I take that a little personally sometimes. So I need to remove myself from that process a little bit and just list them. Like, if you like them, buy them. If not, it's okay. But I don't want to have the personal rejection in my face. um, I used to have a Gucci bag that the inside was uber musty. Nothing worked until I pulled out the lining and hurled. Yeah, yeah. You can wash it too. I've actually washed the linings. I pulled out linings and washed the whole bag. I've done that. I've washed them. I've actually removed linings. I've washed bags. Sometimes it could be the adhesive they use in the bag if it's a vintage bag. Um, so buy the bag, girl. uh, Stitch is not. I know Stitch is not a dog. He's an alien dog, though. He's on the Disney he's considered a Disney dog by the Disney people. How do you find you on Poshmark? I do have an account right now, but I will list it on Friday or tomorrow. I'll tell y'all how to yeah, tomorrow I'll tell you how to do it. I haven't figured out how to I have Poshmark, I have Mercari. I have things listed on Mercari. I actually just started a Vestiaire collective. But I'm brand new to that one. But I think I'm gonna start going in the Poshmark a little bit and because a lot of people are on Poshmark. The thing about Poshmark is you can sort and filter, where Mercari you can't really sort and filter. You can't say cheapest to most expensive. It's really hard to filter. The way Mercari works is that the only way it bumps up to the top of the list is if you change the price adjustment. Where at Poshmark there's more sorting ability. It's a little bit more user friendly. Um, I actually don't know how many bags I'm selling, Dawn. I know I'm selling more than 5, maybe 10. I have to make space. I have to. And I have maybe or maybe not have purchased something today I should not have purchased, and I don't even want to admit it out loud. Um, yes, it was Craig's fault. Mhm, it was. I had no business buying it. But sometimes once in a lifetime things happen and you just unfortunately, it happens to me too often, and I jumped. This is the thing about thrifting or buying pre-loved items. They're no longer being produced, a lot of the cases. So if you like it and you see it, you have to buy it. What wallet are you using? I'll show you. I'll pull it out in a second. Keith, I sold some bags on Vestiaire. Their customer service is no good, but they have some large audiences. See, well, they have the audience that's different than the audience from Posh Park or Mercari. So I listed that Tory Burch bag on Vestiaire Collective. There's only one other bag this bag, I've only really seen one other listing for it, and that was on eBay. So I priced it at the same price. But Vestiaire Collective suggested I list it at $150. I'm like, oh hell no! This is a $600 bag. I'm not listing it at $150. I listed it at 300, which is what it's worth. Will somebody buy it? I don't know. You know. Let me show you the wallet I'm using. You will be surprised at the wallet I'm using. Um, People always ask me, they want to see my SLGs, and I'm like, "Oh, it's not very interesting." So let me grab stuff out of here. So this is how I go from bag to bag, and I'm actually gonna pull stuff out. This is my extra charging brick in here. I have charging brick and cable because I was going out and I didn't know where I was gonna be. This is my earbuds. So I go from earbuds to over the ear headphones. So now this is empty. So this is the bag I just take from bag to bag, and oh, no, no, I did not buy another Ricky. I can't do that. That would be insanity and then some. But it's still expensive. It's still not cheap. And no, I did not tell James yet. Uh, I'm going to have to come up and fess up, but it's okay. Um, I agree. Yeah, Poshmark is user friendly. What happens? It happens to me if I say I'm not gonna buy it back. Yeah, I think what's happened is other than the emotional turmoil that's happened in February, is a lot of emotional backlash. This is my wallet. This is a Coach wallet in a natural. I think it's not actually considered a wallet, by the way. It's a key clay card holder. This was gifted to me. Um, Yes, I did. I think I talked about it on Friday. I think that oh, you might have missed it when you came in. It's in the mail. Yeah. It might be here Monday, depending. I need to check tracking. Um, Aside from the pleated one and the red one and the blue one's the one that's coming, Keith. That's the one that's coming. James needs to, oh yeah, he does. He does. Um, yeah, so this is my current wallet. So I really like this. Um, because it holds the cards like this, but it has a little change part. But what I really like, and I'm like, I don't know why they stopped doing this. What are you? Hi, hi, Milo. Um, what I really like is it has a flap up here to hold cards, and it has a flap back here, and it has it's meant for it's a key fob. It's like more than 10 years ago. They don't make this style anymore. And I really wish they would because I love this. This is This is my wallet, and it was not I didn't even have to buy it, it was gifted to me, um, and it's one of my favorite things right now. So in here, I have this was gifted to me too. Miss Dee Dee Bean gave that to me for my birthday. So this is, a Dooney coin purse, and I have this little wallet. So those are my most and then this is also gifted to me, guys. Um, this has lipstick, my sunglasses. This is also gifted to me. So basically my SLGs are gifted. This was gifted to me by Winnie BLV, my sunglass case. This is a pen holder gifted to me. Um, this is a lipstick I bought and lipstick and dental picks. This is what I carry in my bag. So when I take everything, this is everything. This is the everything. This is all I take. And then when I don't fit everything, these are the 2 things these are the 3 things I always take, which is my tissues, my wallet, and because of my allergies, I always need a tissue sometime, and I hate not being where I can get a tissue. So it's a wallet, it's the sunglasses, and, oh, I guess my key fob, like, this has to go with me because this is how I get in and out of my car, but, that's just normal, right? So that's what I take. That's how I can go from small bag to big bag. I'm still on Ben Island. I only got off last week and got me a pink coach card case. Now back on Ben. Yeah, I'm Angela. I'm on. When I say Ben Island this time, I'm on Ben Island probably till September. I just don't want to admit that because I have to pay for 2 vacations, and I'm at the point where it's like in order to pay for the vacations and pay for the stuff I've already purchased, not even I have to stop. You know, so, but don't worry, there'll still be stuff, there'll still be bags, there'll still be things to show you, y'all. I have 3 months of stuff you haven't seen yet. So, it's all there. Um, um, I'm looking for another Ricky. I like the smaller size. I'm like, yeah, Dawn. Well, you have the thing is, see, Dawn, you have the full Ricky in 33. So you have the large size plus the heaviest version. So what you need to look for is now a soft Ricky. They're lighter. They're lighter in weight. But I actually would like a 27 myself. Um, my other thinks it smells good. Um, I'm on Ben Island too, says Linda P. Deb says, yes, Island is good. The island is packed, guys. Angela, at least it was funny on sunny on the island today. Yes, it was. It's 80 degrees here where I'm at. 80. Um, is anyone on doesn't want anything island or am I Oh no, I think you're not alone. Winnie B is on the I don't want anything island. Um I'm just on Van Island because I overspent because and plus, there is there's a true space component to my issue. I don't have room for everything. Um, yes, I am going back to Florida. I will be there for the first week of September, the whole week. And yes, I'm driving. I'm going to say, Jackie, you need a daily reminder of your upcoming trips. Yes, I do, Keith. James has told me very often. Um, my next step is to actually uninstall apps on my phone, and it's gonna probably be there. 27 would be great, says Dawn. Keith, the size of your blue Ricky. It's a 33 soft Ricky. Yeah. So my house, um, oh, uh, your house issue. That was me last year. Hey, Julie, September meet up Winter Park. Totally. Um, absolutely. I like Winter Park, and I also like the Lake Mary area. When I went there to go shopping. Funny enough, I mean, I'm going to Florida and I go to TJ Maxx. It's like, but every location has something different. Come on, or we can meet at the at Disney Springs, Jolie, if y'all want to come into Orlando, which I know is a slog and a nightmare. But I'll be at the resort, one of the resorts. I'll tell you. We can always meet at my resort actually, because it is an actual resort, so there's space. Mm. But yeah, so I was talking to Craig today, and I'm like, okay. I do now need to sell things, where before it was just I kinda need to sell things. Now I have to sell things, not only for space, but because of financial, movement. It's, like, not detrimental, but it's, like, at the same time, not responsible. I hate being responsible. Responsibility is not fun. But I also like paying my light bill, and that's being responsible. Mhm. Anyway. Anyway, we've been hanging out, I guess, for another hour and 40 minutes. What bags is anybody else looking at? She says, like, she's paying her light bill. Yes. Yeah, I do. I like to eat food and pay my light bill, and my dogs are expensive, so at sometimes I mean, when I was single and not married, when I bought something irresponsibly, it was like, "Well, how long do I wanna eat ramen?" Well, now it's like, "How long do I have to make James eat ramen with me?" So, it's a little bit harder when you have to think of 2 people and then 2 dogs, so luckily dog food's not that expensive, and we do buy them really nice dog food. Oh my gosh, you would not believe the rabbit hole of dog food, what dog food to buy I have been through in my life. Um, and everybody has an opinion. Does James have any weaknesses? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. He has drones and gaming. Um, it's it would I the problem is, well, he buys a large item and that's it. I buy a ton of tiny items and I don't pay attention. That's the problem. So again, it's not the $10 and $20 bag, it's not the $50 bag. It's the fact that I bought the $50 bag 10 times. That's the problem. It's not the one-time purchase, it's the fact I keep buying $50 bags. I go, "But I rescued this bag," and he's like and here's the thing, when you buy thrifted bags that are 10 years old or so, it's not like there's a good value to sell it again. You're not gonna get your money you probably won't even get your money out of it. Um, I buy them to use them. I don't buy them to sell them. So anything that I had before that was really valuable, I've already sold most of those because I've learned the hard way that I don't actually love my Louis Vuitton bags. I had a bunch of Louis Vuitton bags thinking I needed to own them, and I owned them, and I didn't use them, and then they became trophy bags, and slowly and surely I have sold them all or given them away. I have literally given away a couple, which was rough. Now I think that was not the best choice, but, um, oh, no, it's fine. Um Oh, cool, cool. We will have to plan a day. Drones. Yeah, yeah, James is, he has drones. Was actually very useful, because we had not this year, but the year previous, the year from hell, 2023, we had to replace our roof because we had a windstorm, and he took the drone, flew it up over the house, and he could see exactly where all the shingles were. We were able to send the imagery over to the insurance company and send it over to so it's really great for roof inspections. It's very useful actually. And anything where it's a safety issue, like if you get people off roofs, do the inspection. I mean, there's lots of them. The inspectors still have to come out. They still have to look and stand on the roof. But I don't want my husband to have to go up on the roof, right? It's like, no, no, no. It's like have the professional do it. And we don't even have a steep pitch roof, but so he has a drone and he has, you know, Angel is my weakness is Coach bags. Healthy doesn't really interest me. I really liked Louis Vuitton. I did. I still do. I love their look. I love the history. I just don't love the price. They're so expensive now. I don't even look at them pre-loved. You know, I can't afford them. Disney Springs September meetup. Woohoo! Disney Springs it is. Um, and then So my favorite brands, are is Ralph Lauren right now. Ralph Lauren and Dooney and Burke. Dooney and Burke has been my true love for years and years and years. So that's nothing new. That's never going to change. I think what has really changed is my love for Coach and waning of it, and then now I'm downright not in love. I'm totally out of love. Keith says, Jackie, the LV market is up by 95%. I worked for LVMH for a while and at the employee sales, everything was marked down 90% and they still made money. Wow. Well, most of um, brands like LVMH Holdings, what they have, so much of their expenses are is in real estate, employee cost, marketing cost. It isn't actually product. Product is just there. Yes, I love Tanner Leatherstein. I liked his like he cut up one of the most beautiful bags. I was like, "Oh, that hurts." When he cut up this beautiful LV bag, and he uh he just did it. Just released this weekend, I think. Very beautiful, but I just can't spend $3,000 on something that's like my annual, not my annual, but my essentially my monthly take home pay in a bag. That's not my tax bracket. Like take off a letter, take off a number, make it instead of 4 or 3. If it's $300, yeah, I'd buy it. But for $3,000, no, I'm not buying it. Even for $300, it's a stretch for me. $300 is actually my upper limit. I can't say that now that I've bought a couple $500 bags, which is still my highest expense in a bag is $500. That's not it's not what I like to spend in a bag because I like variety and I like changing out my bags. I don't want to have that much money tied up into something. So I like to have something I can enjoy and also not just enjoy. When I'm done enjoying it, I can give away because I do that a lot too. Um, He has a great video about the value of LV. Yeah, yeah, Ivana, the his last video was pretty dang amazing about Louis Vuitton. Keith, you're just paying for the logo, honestly, stay away from LV retail, buy LV pro yeah, I agree. I've never bought okay, no, I can't say never. One time in my whole life have I purchased Louis Vuitton bag from a vendor. It was from the Saks Fifth Avenue boutique in, like, 2000 and something, 2003. I bought it for a gift. It's when the pochette was like $400, you know, not whatever it is now. Um, you just, yeah. Angela, does anyone know anything about American? Yes, because I just bought 2 bags. Angela, they have a bag on QVC that looks like the Rogue. Yes, because I have one. I have two. Um, this one. This one is called the Lennox. This is called the American Leather Company Lennox bag. I got this now. The deals have changed since I bought this. When I bought this, it was I got this off eBay for $20. This bag retails for $195 currently. Um, and it looks exactly like the Rogue. The only difference I see in okay, this one has but see the piping is coming off this one. It's the edge paint is splitting a little bit. I can fix that. That's not a problem. There's a reason why it's $20. Very soft leather, extremely soft leather. But the construction, I like it. I like it. It's literally the same setup as the Rogue without the top handles. It just has the straps. But for me buying this for $20, $30 all in, all day long, and you can get these off eBay for around $50 right now. I've been looking, and this is called the American Leather Company Lennox bag, 3 compartment Lennox bag. I like it has a zipper pocket on the outside, although I never use the zipper pockets. It has feet. This one's the tools. It's tooling style, but really what it is a stamped leather. It's not actually. Um, oh, this bag is light. Jolie, this bag is really light, super lightweight, very lightweight. This is like half the weight of a Rogue. It's almost the same width and dimensions as a Rogue. Super light. Hey, Cinnamon. This is my first time are all those purses and bags back packed up for sale? And if so, how does one pay? Well, nothing's for sale. This is actually you're staring at my collection. When I next Friday, I'll be posting a sale items, and they will be through my Poshmark. So that's how that will work. This leather feels very soft. Um, very It's a vegetable tanned, lightly treated. It's thinner than the Rogue. The Rogue is much heavier, but I'll be honest, the Rogue's $600. I am happy. This is even at $200, I would be more inclined to buy this bag. Um, mm, Yeah, the bags you're looking at are just here so I can pull them down and show you guys. I'm not one of those live auction bag selling people. This is just my collection. I know I look like a store. I'm not a store. So, yeah, so no, I love this. I think it's worth the I mean, I would be leery to spend $200 right off the bat because they don't have edge paint on the all the other edges, only on the strap edges, and this bag already has this coming off, but I can fix all this. This is not a problem for me. There's some loose threads, not a problem for me, but for the price and the weight, this bag is way better than the Rogue for me. Way better. Like, I even considered selling my Rogues. I have 4 Rogues. Bought them pre-loved. I just got 2 of them. I have a white Rogue and a black Rogue. I just got them. And, I was thinking, "Well, maybe I should just sell this." Like, "No, no, don't be hasty." So, I'm gonna keep them for a while and see how I feel about these American actually, you know what? I'll use this tomorrow. I'll use this tomorrow so that when I get back from work, I can give you guys an actual update on how this bag performed, you know? So, lipstick, that's it. That's all I have in there. Yeah. Wallet. I want a tan rogue. Oh yeah. First time making it to your live. Nice to see you. Hey Nancy Carnes. Um Now James might want to auction. James doesn't mind me actually buying the bags. He knows the stress we're under right now. Um he also knows that long term the short term quick fix of the happiness a bag and the spending gets me will become a long term problem of stress. I mean, because ultimately debt is debt, you know? So it's something we work on and we talk about and I'm trying to I'm really am. I know it doesn't seem that way, y'all. It doesn't seem that way because this is a month, a red letter month. Um, but I am definitely gonna try to not keep mine. Plus, I have no space, you know. Um, so yeah, I have this is the other American Leather Company bag I have. So this is in a I don't know what color they call this, a biscuit color, but this one is again, I got this off eBay for $30. And when I say $30, that's including shipping and tax. I won an auction for this, and you can find these. This is a lighter. Now, this is such a light color. I would actually spray this leather. It's so soft with a protectant because this one I feel like would mark easily. And that's what I've seen on the eBay pre-loved bags in this brand is that this does mark up and scuff up, especially the hobo version because the hobo and again this is a shoulder bag so it's gonna your clothing will make a difference. Friction dyes will rub off on it, but I really like these because I never actually I don't really like the handle on the rope. I only buy if I know that the credit card will be paid off at the end of the month. Angela, that's called responsibility. I don't live that way. I wish I could. We did for a long time, and then 5 years ago we lapsed. For a good 10, well, maybe not 10 years, maybe 5 years we were debt, no credit, and then we kind of fell off the wagon, and then we're trying to get back into not doing that. But as we talked about, all of our expenses have gone up, but none of our paychecks have really gone up. Not enough to cover the expenses. Mm. Keith says, "What is the craziest thing you've ever done for a bag? Stay in line for 10 hours plus something over." Okay, so I am not the person that will stand in line. My husband, by the way, stood in line. James, what was that? Which was our first Apple that you stood in line for? The 3GS. The second iPhone. He stood in line for maybe 3 hours. Maybe 3 hours. He stood in line to get that phone when they first came out with AT&T, and but for a bag, I think the craziest thing I've ever done. Hmm. Not so much something I did, but it caused a so, Keith, because you're new, you don't know the story. So some people may not have heard this, so I'll tell you. Let me read Well-Behaved Wallets. Knowing what we're here for you every stage. Happy you talk bags, but the best for you finished. Yes, want to do. Yes, thank you. It's hard to rule to follow. Is there a time? Yeah, the rogue maybe. Okay, so for me, the craziest thing I've ever done for a bag isn't a bag. It is a brand and it's Louis Vuitton. Um, Keith says my boss paid someone off off Craigslist to stand in line for 26 hours for an iPhone. He was attacked in line by the homeless person. Wow. Yeah, no, James stood in line 3 hours for an iPhone. He actually stood in line, but this is a day and time when he had to stay in line to get the newest PlayStation. Like there was a time when you stood in line beside outside of a store to get your next console. And my sister stood in. She did the lottery to get Garth Brooks tickets. So you had to go to the ticket office physically, be in a lottery system, and hopefully get a ticket. For me, the craziest thing I've ever done for a bag is I found out my one and only Louis Vuitton Speedy was counterfeit. I didn't know that. It was gifted to me, and I was so upset over the fact that I realized that this thing I thought I had, I was happy with just the one Speedy. I didn't need another bag. I had one Speedy. I had a couple Celine bags. I had a vintage Dior bag. I was fine. I was just buying contemporary Dooney bags. Life was great. And then I realized that the one Speedy bag I had that I was going to take to go get repaired at LV was actually not authentic. And that's kind of how I found the YouTube land, by the way, was I found how to clean your vintage Louis Vuitton. And that's when I realized my Louis Vuitton wasn't authentic. And now it wasn't even a super fake. I just didn't know, you know? And that's how I fell down the rabbit hole. So when I say the craziest thing was because I was so hurt that my family member had gifted me this thing that was obviously fraudulent and didn't tell me, and they knew, um, I felt awful. So I destroyed that bag, which I have a video of. And but it caused me to go down the rabbit hole of buying like 15 different LV bags, all pre-loved, all authentic, but it was because I was so upset over the inauthentic one. And I honestly, I just sold my last Speedy. My Speedy. Well, I have one more Speedy, but it isn't in canvas. It's in uncoated canvas. So the Mini Lind or Josephine, I can't remember which one it's called series, but I have that one left. But I only have two Louis Vuitton bags in Vachetta, not Vachetta, but in Monogram. Um, oh yeah, they knew. They knew. But they didn't tell me. Um, Yes, I did sell the Speedy Bandolier 30. I did. I sold that 2 weeks ago to a subscriber, and thank you. That helped me a lot, and instead of using that as the grace that should have been given, I went and spent more money. So yeah, it helped me through a pinch, but long term, still a problem. Um, oh yeah, and it's just like so it led me down this rabbit hole of buying a lot of these bags thinking I should I mean, I love Louis Vuitton. I love the monogram. I love the bags, but I'm a state public servant. I'm a state worker. And there's people who do carry Louis Vuitton bags in my work, but most of those people tend to be vendors or contractors. Regular people, I mean, the people who actually work for the state, you can always tell, like, when you drive through the parking lot, which people are visiting because, like, the Porsche or not even I mean, the Porsche is a little extreme, but the nicer car versus the 12-year-old car that most of us are driving if we're state public employees. Um, and the bags, like, people are carrying around Michael Kors and Coach, and that's the nicest bag we're carrying around, even, like and then you have somebody walking around with a product, they're not working for our income, that they're a vendor or a contractor. So so it doesn't fit in, and it feels sometimes people like to stand out. I don't really like to stand out too much like that. I like to just kind of blend into the environment. If I stand out, I want to stand out for my achievement in work, not because I'm carrying a really cool expensive bag at the office. And also, I don't want my bag to walk away without me. Like if it's walking away, I want me to be carrying it. Um I sold majority of all my LVs for my vintage Coach. I still have 10, but I scaled back a lot. Yeah, luxational. I have 2. I've scaled back. The ones I have left are the ones I love the most. They're the epi leather ones, the vintage LV ones, not even like pre-love, but vintage LV. Those are the ones I have. It's like I have the Boss Fur bag that I have, they don't make anymore. I don't have Yeah. I mean, that's the craziest thing I did for a bag was not to get the bag, but it caused me to go down this rabbit hole of buying bags, not necessarily because I wanted the bag, but because I was upset with my family for giving me this thing that I thought was authentic, which wasn't authentic, and then I thought I needed to have the authentic version, and then I found out I didn't enjoy carrying it, and then I kept buying them, thinking this will be different if I buy this one because I love it. 'Cause I still love them. I love them, but they don't fit my lifestyle. Like, even though they're casual bags, I felt like a target. I felt like when I wore them, and it's true, as a short Asian person who is round and a female, you get profiled. I mean, you just get profiled. People judge. This is life. I go into a store, I carry my other bags, people ignore me. It's fine. I was talking to my sister, like, "Yeah, it's so weird. I went to the Coach store the other day, and they just wouldn't stop. They wouldn't leave me alone. They just kept talking to me and talking to me, and then I realized," and Jen says, "Well, Jackie, you're carrying your Louis Vuitton bag." I'm like, "What?" Oh. So, normally when I'd walk into the same store, they ignored me, but when I walked in there carrying a different bag that was more expensive, they thought, "Oh, she'll buy something," which was so weird because it was my twin sister who walked in there with the vintage legacy, like, not even legacy, she was carrying one of the 20-year-old Coach bags that are like a collector bag, right? So she walks in there, they ignored her, and they came over to me because of the bag I was carrying, but she was the one that would be more inclined to buy something, and she wanted to buy something, and they just ignored her, you know? So, yeah, it is what it is. Nancy says it's hard to feel okay being a government worker carrying. Yes, that's why I carry epi most of the time. Yeah, and they're all pre-loved too. Yeah, it's really hard. Yes, my vintage LV. D says, "Do you ever talk to the family?" Oh yeah, I do. I actually understand that reasoning. I do. I do talk to them. It's hard not to. They know. You know, I put it on film. I've actually said it out loud in one of my lives and in the archives of all my videos of who it was. And I'm like, I hope they never see that. But my theory is they didn't know. That's my theory. My theory is they didn't know. They were told something and they got conned. That's how I'm gonna look at it because I don't want to look at it any other way. So, but it was very liberating to destroy that bag on film. That was a great experience. I was like, yes, because I don't really condone, um, as a person who has had to sign away intellectual rights to things and products, understanding that those trademarks actually mean something and that is a livelihood. It bothers me. Um, I want to assume they didn't know. I don't know for a fact. Um, they did know when they gave it to me. My assumption is that they didn't know they were getting it inauthentic to begin with, because they told me that their friend had purchased it and she'd helped them out of a bind, and that's what the story was. So we're gonna go with that. But in the end, she did know it wasn't authentic when she gave it to me. She might not have known it when she received it. She did know that it was when I received it and didn't tell me. So whatever. Bygones are bygones. But that led me down a not a very good, it was a kind of toxic. It was kind of a toxic relationship I had with Coach, not Coach, sorry, with LV. And I love LV. I still love LV. I love the look. I love the brand. I love everything about it. It's just not my tax bracket. You know. Um, you don't seem convinced, Jackie. I'll text you, Keith. We're gonna go with that. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that. I still have they're still my family, guys. It's not a friend, it's a family member. Um, so also, uh, did you guys watch Meredith's video, Living in Lux with Meredith? Her new unboxing from Louis Vuitton. She got the most beautiful crocodile and not embossed, actual crocodile. What's it called? The little box bag. I can't remember the name of it. Um, Um, so, yes, luxational. Anyways, this really cool box bag, and I don't know how much it costs, but it's a well, I think it's crocodile. It's not cheap, you know? So it's a I can't remember the name of the stupid bag, but it's Petite Mal. Maybe that's what it's called. But she was talking, she put it next to her special order capucine, which is also crocodile. And I'm like, oh, her crocodile capucine is called Gwen. And I said, you should name your new little crocodile bag Taylor. So Taylor and Gwen. Mall, yes, petite mall, whatever. The little box bag, very expensive. I'm a huge proponent. I love crocodile. I think the animal, they're dinosaurs that are still alive. Pretty cool. But here's the thing about exotics: if it wasn't a need to use the product from the animal may not be around still because they're farmed. They're farmed now. These aren't wild caught, these are farmed, you know, and the farming practices give them a use and a purpose so that they have more variety and there's more of them, you know. And it's funny because James, are the ones that are in the Gulf, are those crocodiles or alligators?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, anyway, in the Gulf of Texas, near any type of watery not water, um,
Mexico.
did I say Gulf of Texas? My ego is just that big. Gulf of Mexico, in the Gulf of Mexico, where there are oil and gas refineries along the Gulf, you will find I can't remember if they're crocodiles or alligators, whichever one lives here. Um, they they sit in the waters because they have warmer water. It's kind of cool. You can drive by and you'll just look over and they'll be basking. It's kind of fun to do it, like, but you know, from the car. Alligators. Thank you, Angela. Alligators. Yes, they're alligators. So they're out there in and they're in like Florida and they're in Louisiana all along the Gulf. It's salt water is croc, I think. Well, see, the thing is, um, it's the Gulf of Mexico, so it's brackish. It's brackish or it's salty, depending. But they're in the I don't know. Whichever one. They're dinosaurs, guys. And sometimes they will come up through the lake systems, river systems, and up into the state of Texas. Yeah, that's not fun. And you'll see them, or people will get them as pets. Like, I don't know where you get a pet alligator or crocodile, whatever, um, whichever they're called, and then put them in a they'll release them when they get too big. Like, guys, no, this is not how you do that. Um, and then they grow up to be a little too big, and then you only learn about them when people's pets start disappearing. And that's actually literally happened in Texas. Um, Probably alligators down here. We have both crocodiles and alligators. Yeah, I think we have both too. It depends on the water. If it's you know. Anyway, it's fun. I like I used to in Thailand. We used to go to the I want to say crocodile farm.
American alligator for most of the Gulf.
American alligator,
Around the is the American crocodile.
and around the Keys is the American crocodile. So we definitely have alligators then. Thank you, honey. He Googled it. Um, my husband's is a rules follower. He also likes facts. Things like this would bother him. Like, I'm just like, whichever. And he's like, no, not whichever. Probably alligators. Yeah. So I like exotics. There's a lot of people who don't like exotics. I'm not sure why. Um, I mean, I get it if you don't like reptiles in general, but some people don't like ostrich either. So I don't know. Um, Keith says, "Thank you, James." How many times have you been to Thailand? Many times. I actually grew up there between 1984 and 1989 when we left, and then I would continue to go visit every year until 2000s, until about 2000. 2003 was my last time visiting, 2003, 2004. 'Cause I graduated from college and then I got married. So once you got married and I'm out of college, I started working. Taking a month off wasn't really possible. But my father, because my parents divorced, paid for us to go visit every year. Either we would both go because I have a twin, or one of us would go because of school. For school. When I was in college, we kind of my mother got so frustrated when she was, I had two children, not one. I want to see you both. But mom was everywhere. So when mom moved out of Thailand, sometimes we would go visit her in Europe when she was wherever she was stationed, or her husband was stationed at the time. So it was either Thailand or Lithuania or Denmark, Norway. Most of my Thai family is no longer alive, though. Even my first cousins have passed, some of them. My mother was the youngest female out of 17 children. She was the 15th child. She has two younger brothers. Most of all her siblings above her are no longer in life. And most of my first cousins that we did know aren't here either. So now we're on to, what they call it, first cousins once removed, which they don't know us. Um, did you find the name of the your new red bag over your shoulder? No, I didn't. The one that looks like a capucine, that is a Dooney and Burke Alto bag, but we cannot figure out. I can't find anything on the interwebs about it. It's pretty dang cool. I know it's at least 10 years, if not more older. Um, so you haven't, no, I haven't been back in 20 years. No, I haven't. It's too expensive. Mm, 17 children. Yeah. My grandmother, my Thai grandmother, that has 17 kids. My uncle, my I always get confused because in Thailand, familial names everybody's related to when they're not related to you because everybody's an auntie and an uncle. So one of our family members, I don't know who is my grandfather or my great grandfather, one of those people was 101. He ended up being a monk, you know. So he lived in a monastery, and that we saw him. And yeah, and my Thai grandmother lived to be in her 70s, But my mother was born in 55, and she was the 15th child. So my grandmother had been having children since like the 40s, you know, um, and she didn't have multiples. She and this is 17 actual births. This doesn't include the, you know, ones that didn't make it to birth, you know. Yeah. Mm. She probably got she was probably a teenager when they got together because that's what happened that's what happened back in those days. My mother's actually in Thailand right now. She is she stays there 6 months, 5 to 6 months out of the year, and she's off traveling. And I I won't I would love to go back to Thailand, um, but it's not gonna be the Thailand I remember from my childhood. Yes, I still speak Thai, but my cousins aren't there anymore. My aunt and uncles aren't there anymore. The places I grew up and went to are no longer there. I mean, yes, the physical location is there, but the city has grown so differently. Places I grew up aren't there. It would be, um yep, I think grandma was married at 14 to Steps. Very interesting life you've had. I think when children are able to travel, it's great when children are able to travel around growing up, gives them more. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing about actually my very, very first video, which is only 5 minutes long, has me speaking in Thai. Um, what's hello in Thai is "Sawatdee ka" if you're a female, "Sawatdee krap" if you're a male. It's gender. And that hello is the same as goodbye. It's very strange. Um, where in Thailand did you grow up? I grew up in Bangkok, but my mother came from Kanchanaburi, and we lived in Nonburi a little while. My mother lives in Pattaya right now, but we lived in Bangkok. And Bangkok is just Kuntep. Um, it big, that's what the military embassy was, and my dad's specialty was foreign military sales. So, mm, Sawatdee krap. Mhm. Yep, and Sawatdee ka if you're a girl. Did you see Jeannie Mai go there? Oh, no, I didn't see that. I haven't seen Jeannie in a while. I haven't been following her. Um, Suffix depending on, yes, boy or girl. It's just, and here's the thing, guys. I am a horrible Asian daughter. literally. Um, I am very American, super outspoken, not remotely polite, missed all of the etiquette lessons. They wanted us to be very American. They succeeded. They failed at our Thai sensibilities. Like, you're not supposed to, there's a lot of rules. Luckily, the half white of me, people forgive me for my rudeness because they will never look at me as actual Thai. Mm, Um, wow, that's so cool. Is it Janine Monáe? Yeah, she's Vietnamese. Yeah. Um, Tung I can they trying to say Thai things in with English letters trips my brain. Um, sometimes I have to not look at the letters and know what the word is and just say it. And sometimes I'll watch Thai YouTube just to get my language back up. Um, oh, sorry, what did I miss? Oh yeah, oh no, but people visit Thailand. Thailand is one of the one of the wealthiest countries in Southeast Asia. People fly into Thailand and visit Thailand. But Vietnam is an awesome place to visit. I would love to go to Vietnam. Not Cambodia, not so much Laos. We'll skip Myanmar. But I would love to go to Vietnam. Yeah. What's your favorite place to visit in your childhood? Um, in my whole childhood, Lithuania. I know. You're like, "What?" Baltic State, Lithuania. We were there in right after they fell, after the fall of the USSR, and, it was a hardship, posting for Klaus, and we were there, but Lithuania, we were in Vilnius. It was amazing. Um, um, was your it was the most touristic country in the yeah, it is. Thailand, it is, more than the Eiffel Tower in France. Yeah, the Eiffel Tower is a very expensive, trumped up radio tower, guys. It's not that cool. Yeah, Lithuania, Vilnius. We lived in Vilnius, and it was in 94, 95. We were there like 3 years in a row right after the fall of communism, so it was it was very interesting. We saw the country go from a very closed, no signage, no commerce. I mean, there was commerce, but it was all like open air markets, all black markets, all kind of secret hush hush. You just have to know where things were. We ended up there was a couple of early investors that went into the country to open up bars where all the expats would go, and we would go, or just people who were living in Lithuania. A lot of people in the Baltic region would go to Lithuania, Latvia, um, Estonia. This all these countries, right? Poland, and this is before the EU. So this is before the European Union. So every time you went to a border, it was a visa check and it was a different currency. And we did that. We drove through, but we had diplomatic plates, so it's a lot easier to go places with diplomatic plates and American passports. Gold because they know you're not staying. That's the whole thing about border crossings is that if they think you're gonna stay and not leave, they don't want you visiting. But if you're an American, they know you're not staying. They're like, "Okay, come on, visit, go. Come and go. We don't care." Now there it's a little bit different, but at the time, um, so we would stay in Lithuania and we would go in the summertime. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. The weather was great. Um, Beautiful place to visit, great history, so many churches and cathedrals, which is crazy because all those items had been sequestered away because during the USSR they were all hidden, right? So nobody, but as soon as it fell, all of these icons came back. But we would go to the Baltic, we would go to the amber markets, we would go to the beach, we would just, it was really it was the transition between the fall of communism and the capitalism, that type of society, and that's what was really the most interesting because you could see how that changed. And we were going through Germany and stuff when there was an East and a West, we could see the difference in architecture between communist architecture and the free architecture. And when we drove through Poland, we'd see it too. We could see the effect of this social structure system and what it did to the landscape with human environment. And that was, I mean, I went to college for geography. A lot of it was because of this, you know. So that's amazing. Traveling pre 1990s, yeah, seems like the golden era to travel. Yeah, because it was well, also very privileged. Like when we flew into Lithuania the first time, and granted, we're like 14, like 13 and 14-year-old teenagers. Um, we would fly in from Lufthansa, well, not on Lufthansa airline from Frankfurt, and we flew in through Lithuania Air, uh, flew into the concourse in Vilnius, the international airport, deplaned the plane with stairs, because those arms that reach out to the plane, those are very expensive, and there was military personnel with guns. You know, it was, and we had to have paperwork that came from the embassy to say why we're there. Um, it was very interesting. We were super privileged, very protected guys. So we were the people, we were clueless 14-year-olds, right? But we were super protected. We were on television, didn't know it, because my parents were on television. Like my parents met kings and queens and presidents and stuff. I mean, um because of their privilege, we were privileged. We were just kids visiting our mom. I mean, your living room is a living room no matter where you're at. You still had to do chores. The hardest thing to do with Lithuania was nothing's labeled. I mean, if it's a lot of things were in bulk, like when you go to the market, you'd have a barrel of flour, but you'd have to know it's flour. You'd have to ask for the flour. So everything's very hush hush. People are we're Asian. So Asianness helped us a lot in this situation, because we looked like tourists. I got a lot of racial discrimination, but also fascination. People were like, "Oh, who are these people visiting our country?" Because people hadn't visited their country in like forever. Bananas were the biggest things on imports at the time because bananas were limited and they don't grow in Lithuania in the Baltic states. They're imported, and they weren't available. So we would see every year we would go visit more and more commerce, more and more signage, more and more availability of things. It stopped being closed markets to actual stores. It was fantastic. It was very much fun. I went to the American embassy there. We would meet all the people. I've met some amazing diplomats and just like people there from Hungary and because all the diplomatic community, there's always like they always call it Embassy Row. All the embassies are on the same streets wherever you go, whichever capital you're in, and it's a small community. It was in the 90s, and it was kind of a hardship tour. So and everybody speaks English because that was the diplomatic language, right? So everybody kind of went to each other's parties, and people with kids had their kids see each other because there's nobody else to play with. All the kids went to international school, and we were just visiting. So I keep telling you, it's a different eye-opening experience. It's something that you can't really, um, explain. People say, "You should write a book." I'm like, I can't write a book. I can't, I can barely remember this stuff. I remember a lot of it, it's just life. It was just visiting my mom wherever mom was. It was seeing the buses and using the public transportation, figuring out the currency, not being left behind. We did get our tires slashed once. People always noticed us. You're always noticed where you're at because we're Asian. There's no in a country that didn't have tourists. I mean, they didn't trust the Russians, and most people there are partially Russian anyway, because the Russians who left, a lot of the people, Lithuanians, were exiled over to Siberia, and they had been if you can prove that this is your family lineage, this is your property, they were given that back. And but when Russia left Lithuania, they stripped everything. They stripped down the copper piping. So Lithuania is known for beef and cattle. That is what they grow. So for the USSR, they were a huge agricultural area, kind of like how the Ukraine was known as the breadbasket for grain, because a lot of the Soviet Union, a lot of Russia, the landmass is not very tenable to hospitable to life. You know what wins the joke about wars is what wins the wars is not is the continent, it's the Russian environment, because it's like, yeah, you try to invade, you're not going to survive. Anyway, tangent. I didn't mean to go all on a history lesson. Um, Land ownership is going away in a slow roll here. Yeah, well, I mean, land ownership is being consolidated. It is what it is, um, and it's not to the individual people. Let's just be the way. The other most fun place I've ever visited, is as a touristy. It wasn't Paris, guys, and I've been there a few times, and I've been to the Louvre. I love the Louvre, but I don't really like Paris. I really liked Italy, northern Italy. Florence. Florence is one of my favorite places to go visit, because we were only there for one day. You know, we were visiting Turin, and we drove over to Florence, and it was again the 90s, and it was the lira, and 1 cup of coffee was 8 million lira. It was ridiculous. Um, um, Growing up in Thailand, the most fun place to visit was hot springs and waterfalls. I grew up playing in waterfalls. Like, as an adult, if I had children, I would never have my children go to a waterfall. We were playing on waterfalls without any safety measures. Like, I almost fell down. I cannot tell you how many times I've almost fell down the waterfall, but I do know for a fact that if you're gonna fall down the waterfall, go for it right where it goes in the middle, 'cause the force of the water, that's gonna be the deepest part, but it can throw you under. I know this from experience. So we played in waterfalls and hot springs, and we did a lot of fun things growing up in Thailand. Like, I can't bring back my childhood of the '80s in Thailand. It was so much fun, and because mixed children were rare then, we were celebrities, you know, people and we spoke Thai. So Thai people treat children as children. So children is everybody's responsibility. So they will tell you, "Stop running." They would tell you to behave. There was no fear, no fear. Um, Children were considered everybody's responsibility. Now, as I became a teenager, that relationship changed, and I became a foreigner and not a member. Like, as a kid, I could go anywhere, do anything. I was everybody's kid. It was awesome. As a teenager, it's like, "Oh, you're the missus. You're half white. We have to be, you know, you're important. We can't treat you like we used to." And I used to run around with your kids. What happened? So that's one of the things I don't like about my Thai culture. Um, let's see. Unless you have savings within the next few years, it'll be so difficult. Yeah, my husband's dad is from Italy, says Angela. Jolie says most of where I live in Florida is owned by Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I believe it. Um, Apple Bond. Florence is beautiful, and remember using the lira when I could go for, yeah, like 8 million lira for 1 cup of cappuccino. Um, Angela, Jolie, is that why I'm not able to find a small tract? Oh, yeah. Oh, north of Orlando, property is expensive. Um, Autocorrect. It seems like that in New York too, everything, oh yeah, owned by China or Saudi Arabia. Just because we let them. In Thailand, your foreign nationals are only allowed to own um a limited amount of property and only so many dollars. You just can't buy everything, but you know, we don't we're cool with this selling it all. You know. Anyway, I've been hanging out talking to you guys for 2.5 hours. I did not plan to do that. So it's 8:30. I am going to go to bed. Forget filming a video. So tomorrow might be a Temu live unboxing because I still haven't unboxed my Temu stuff. And I actually wanted to wear one of those dresses. So I'll just have to find something else to wear tomorrow. You know, only 49% of the property in Thailand. You can only own, yeah, yeah, you can't actually own it, and most times it's condominiums, you can't actually own land, so investors need to find a local to gather. Yep, yep, the 51%. Good night, everybody. See you guys tomorrow. I'll talk about other things, and yes, I have tons of weird travel stories in the 90s. Good old that's what if you guys ever saw what was the name of that movie with the spy, that you didn't really like that movie, and it was a lady spy based in the 90s, and I thought it was fantastic. We watched it 3 years ago.
It's not ultraviolet. It's something like that.
Yeah, not ultra oh my gosh, my little puppies are sleeping on little Watson is sleeping on top of James. It is so cute. They're my dogs were saying, "Go to bed." Okay. Good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. I'll be tired tomorrow, but we'll see ya. Bye-bye.